where I met Hugh Hefner the first time.
Playboy.
When Hefner had the TV show Playboy After Dark, you know.
Are you and
But
Hugh?
I brought a few people up there. Yeah, I brought Harry Nilsson up to Playboy After Dark. You know, and a few other people.
So but you brought up Hugh. Do you guys still talk at all?
On rare occasion, you know. I wish him congratulations on him.
Yeah.
His impending marriage, and I asked him to please don't hurt her on the honeymoon, you know. But it brings me back to the old Groucho Marx line, you know, having sex at 90 is like shooting pool with a rope. You know?
Katie
Rose out.
The slippery.
And I told Hefner, I said, put down the Viagra and pick up a can of spray starch. You're going to hurt yourself with the Viagra.
I love it. What are your thoughts though on the rap genre, Shelly? Do you just feel like?
Oh God, rap is to music as Etch-a-Sketch is to art. You know, rap is not music; it's urban poetry. And they're selling it as music, but it truly is. It's urban poetry. You know, I have a lot more appreciation for hip-hop, you know, because it's musical. Mm-hmm. Rap doesn't tend to be musical. It's just somebody angry saying, you know, and it always gets me when it's a rich white kid saying, oh, screw your mother and I hate my neighborhood. Give me a break. You know, you drove up to the studio in your BMW. Yeah, you got
I was always wondering, though, Shelly, like, I wonder what Sammy or Ella or any of these legends would have thought of the rap genre.
I don't think they would have thought much of it. See, Ella appreciated everything.
Yeah, right.
Her son, Ray Brown Jr., was a drummer. So Ella wrote a song called Ringo's Song because she knew Ray loved the Beatles. And then she incorporated a couple of Beatles tunes into her act because she thought they were good musically. You know, I can't see someone like Ella Fitzgerald or Sammy Davis Jr., Nat King Cole, or even Elvis Presley thinking that rap was music.
Yeah,
I think they would look at, you know, especially, you know, to go back to the 1950s, the beatniks in the Greenwich Village, it wasn't supposed to be music. It was poetry. And bongos playing in the background. It's the same thing as a beatbox, you know, it's just a different generation's version of the same thing.
Right.
Well, I'm just kind of happy I never got to see Sammy Davis in a rap video like I saw Milton Berle in a rap video. It's a Round and Round video with Round and Round by Rat. And Milton Berle's in drag, and he also is not in drag, but
right.
I'm like Milton. Oh.
Drag was his thing.
But I guess it was like his son or something that directed the video maybe or produced it or something.
That's probably why, yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I was wondering, is there anyone you would work with today, though?
Oh, there are quite. Bruno Mars is very talented. There are a lot of young people who are talented, you know. I don't see it in terms of the rap world, no.
No, but I've had Bruno Mars.
Major labels approach.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
No, go ahead. Major labels, go ahead.
No, I've had major labels ask me to produce, you know, albums by different people, and I hear a demo and I go, no, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, first of all, I think the major labels have created a real disservice when they wanted everyone to write their own songs, because everyone's not a songwriter.
No.
The reason you had great songs coming out through the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s is because you had a great pool of songwriters that everybody depended upon.
Right.
Even the days of the Brill Building with Carole King and Jerry Goffin and Doc Thomas, Mark Shulman, and Backrack and David, and all these people who were writing these great songs because they weren't performers, they were songwriters. To say that every young act needs to write their own songs is assuming they can write a song.
Right.
They don't understand the structure of a hit song.
Well,
they don't understand what a strong hook or a chorus is.
I guess, Shelly, this will be your hell, but Cara DioGuardi, who did American Idol, has a television show coming out, I believe in the fall, where not only is it like American Idol where they have auditions and people sing, but they write their own music as well. So that should be interesting.
It's going to be awful.
Yeah.
I can just see it now.
Well, you know, to each his own, you know, and TV heats that crap up, so what can I tell you?
Yeah, there's going to be like 4 singing shows on next year. That's too much.
Right.
That's too much. There's nothing
you know,
people.
NBC's new show, The Voice, is interesting because it's strictly about the voice and for music stars help mentoring these people. It's a different attitude, dude. You know. Do
you like Maroon 5 or Christina or any of them, or do you like?
I I think Christine is very talented. The first time I saw her, she was 14.
Wow.
And she's come a long way. She's got a phenomenal voice.
Yes,
she needs to put the bottle down.
Yeah, I was going to ask Katie Rose, was her first song Genie in a Bottle, and then she did Reflections from, what's the name of that?
Mulan.
Mulan.
Mm-hmm.
That's stupid. It was going to be hate speech again. We wouldn't be on iTunes.
Right.
Shelly, I had a question for you. What is, like, if your life had a soundtrack, give me a couple songs.
Oh, God. Well, I always say, the songs you remember are the soundtrack to your life,
Yeah.
Like mine could be, I guess, the Harry Nilsson song, "You Break My Heart, You Turn It Up, So Fuck You," but that's a whole other issue.
Do you have a favorite Rat Pack song?
No, because they did so many things that were just so wonderful all the time.
Right. That's
and
how I.
Some of the routines that went on all the time is one thing that constant every show is somewhere along the line, the Rat Pack show. Dean Martin would pick Sammy Davis Jr. up and walk up to the microphone and say, "I want to thank the NAACP for this award."
See, I don't know if you can even get away with those jokes anymore, and it's hilarious.
It is.
And Sammy,
all right. Groucho Marx did a thing on his old TV show that you couldn't get away with anymore, which was he was interviewing this woman who said she had 10 kids, and he said, "Well, why do you have 10 kids?" She said, "Well, I love my husband, Groucho." He says, "Yeah, I love my cigar too, but I take it out of my mouth every once in a while." And that was on live television.
Oh, that's great.
That would never fly today.
Well, not just that, but the whole thing of just smoking and drinking real liquor on stage. It's not just what you were saying, but how you were saying it and how you looked saying it.
You know what? It wasn't a time of being politically correct. Number one. And number two, it was a matter of they could have fun with one another. They weren't making fun at anyone else's expense. It was a different time when people were thrilled to watch these guys have fun.
Yeah.
Like smoking and drinking was fine. Nobody had a problem with it,
No, I was going to ask you, Shelly, do you still go to Vegas at all? Do you still trek your way out there?
I go every once in a while.
Yeah, do you got like all the connects still there? Did they like...
Well, I can go to any show I want to go to. Usually when I go, it's just to be indulgent.
very, very different place now, of course.
Now,
Vegas.
Some of it's like Disneyland, which is a big joke.
Yeah.
And some of the hotels wonder why they're not making the same money is because they're scared off the high rollers.
Yeah. No, I agree. Lee, I'm going to go out to L.A. in a few months, and I'm going to call up Shelly, and I'm going to say, "Shelly, you got to teach me how to pick up women."
It's easy. You grab them by the ankles, and hopefully you don't drop them on their head.
Well, I kind of look like Fred Flintstone, so...
Yeah.
Well, then you have to do the old-fashioned thing. You walk up to a girl with a rag and say, "Does this smell like chloroform to you?"
Oh, my God.
I love chloroform jokes.
Yeah. That's what I haven't been doing this whole time.
Lee, that's what we've been doing wrong.
Yeah, precisely.
Oh, my God.
Or, you can always sit in the casino and hold up a couple $100 bills and watch your girls from running over. They do every time.
Yeah, if I had a couple $100 bills.
I could always just etch my way into the pinky ring demographic, and cleavage will inevitably follow.
Well, we know how Katie Rose feels about pinky rings, whether she likes to admit it or not now.
Thanks.
Katie Rose. I know Katie Rose loves Ella Fitzgerald. You got any questions for Shelly? Anything interesting?
Not so much. I enjoy hearing the stories.
Do you like the stories?
I do.
Yeah, they're great.
I don't know if you know this, but Ella was a very shy lady, and she really was very insecure. And she would come off stage after doing 3 or 4 encores and say, "Do you think they like me?"
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, she seemed like a really sweet woman. She
had a very, very hard life.
Yeah.
Horrible childhood. But she never did anything, even though she lived on the street for a while. She never did anything to sell herself. She made money at one point by singing and dancing for the street hookers to let them know when the cops were coming. She started singing and dancing on the corner, and the girls would scatter, and the cops would leave. She'd sing and dance again, and the girls would come out and give her money.
Wow.
Didn't she work for the mob? Wasn't she like a runner for them, too?
She did do a little bit. But most of the things she did, because, she she never did anything like a lot of other women would do, and I think that we're in the middle of trying to get her life story made into a feature film, because for young women to see that you don't have to sell yourself,
Well, Shelly,
and have respect for yourself.
Ella Fitzgerald, who's playing her? Can you see playing Ella? That's not.
Well, we're thinking about Queen Latifah.
That was going to be I was going to say that.
Oh,
I wanted to see what you said.
She'd be really good. She would be, and I know she loves Ella Fitzgerald.
She'd be great.
She'd be interesting.
Who doesn't? Everybody loves Ella Fitzgerald.
Well,
Sinatra gave her the name America's First Lady of Song. Everybody loved Ella.
Right. Lots of people love Queen Latifah.
That would be great. There were
so many people who were completely in awe of Ella. I took Ella to do the Carpenters TV show, and in rehearsals, Karen Carpenter was having trouble singing a duet with Ella. She kept getting choked up. So for the actual taping, Karen lip-synced and Ella sang live.
Oh. Now you were around Karen Carpenter then? What was she like to work with or be around?
She was a wonderful talent, and she was a pleasure to work with. She was just a very unhappy woman. She reminded me a lot of Janis Joplin, and the type of person who was never happy. She wasn't happy with herself. They didn't think they were nice people, good-looking people, talented people, and they tortured themselves.
Well, I got to.
It's always sad when you see that.
I got no segue, but I got to ask you some weird questions now. They're just for my own personal interest. I don't care if people care about it.
Well, we know you're weird, so go for it.
I need to know if there are 3 people you have met or worked with that I don't know about or you've been around. One of them's Michael McDonald.
Nope.
You've never met Michael?
I shouldn't say that. I met Michael. I haven't worked with him.
Oh, okay. He was nice when you met him. He's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy. I had a problem, but that was my own problem.